Joining me now is Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, by smearing America, Team Biden is doing China's job for them. Your reaction?
Yeah, Laura, they are. I mean, it was appalling to hear our ambassador to the United Nations play the role that is normally played by the Chinese communist or the old Soviet ambassadors, denouncing America as a racist, wicked place. We didn't even have to wait for China or Russia to do that at the United Nations this week. Our own ambassador should do that. It's disgraceful, and she should resign. And then as you played the clips of the Chinese foreign minister in Alaska dressing down Tony Blinken about America's perceived shortcomings, it sounds like you could have been at a Democratic Party caucus meeting, Laura, or perhaps a seminar room on some American college campus, repeating the exact same lies and slanders against America and against our founding principles that the Democrats have embraced wholeheartedly. You shouldn't be surprised when Chinese communists simply parrot their words back to us.
Now, the president of one of the UN's bureaucracies, senator and a Columbia University prof, he was visibly upset in an interview with the BBC when they dared to call out China's human rights abuses. Watch.
I'm not sure why BBC started with listing only China's human rights abuses. What about America's human rights abuses? Walking away from the Paris Climate Agreement for the last 4 years. Unilateral trade actions that have been deemed illegal, not to mention the continued massive racism, white supremacism.
Senator, the self-loathing and the virtue signaling, I care more about racism and the past sins of America. I'm in anguish about it. It strikes me as utterly fraudulent and completely poisonous to any hope of cooperating with other countries against China.
Yeah, and that clownish professor is exactly what you hear the Chinese communists parroting back to us at a time, Laura, when they have completely obliterated the freedom and the autonomy guaranteed to Hong Kongers by their own words, when they have committing genocide against religious minorities in their own country, sometimes interning them in concentration camps by the millions, by conducting gang mass rapes on the orders of magnitudes. Yet this professor is more worried about America's supposed sins than those kind of actions by the Chinese communists. It's just another reason why so many of these United Nations organizations are a disgrace.
Oh, it should just be completely defunded. Now, Kerry, Senator Cotton, isn't hiding his weak approach to negotiating with China. Watch this.
Yes, we have big disagreements with China on some key issues, absolutely. But climate has to stand alone. You know, you can't have those disagreements say, well, because of that, I'm not going to do anything about climate, because you're just killing yourself. Yeah. You're going to be hurting your own people. So hopefully everybody's going to come to the table and be reasonable.
Wait a second. Is that the strategy? I can't even believe I'm hearing this. Your strategy is hopefully, and we'll see how it goes. We'll figure it out. These Chinese negotiators are killers. Ask anyone from Bob Lighthizer to Mike Pompeo to everyone in the Trump administration who went toe-to-toe with them. These are killer negotiators.
Yeah, Laura, this is like watching a bad movie with a B-list actor once again. 6 years ago, we had John Kerry sitting in front of us in committee selling the Iran nuclear deal. This was the exact same line he used. Oh, the nuclear question will stand alone. We'll compartmentalize it from all other issues like Iran's support for terrorism and their missile program and their human rights abuses. And I said, Mr. Secretary, maybe you think it stands alone, but the Ayatollahs don't. The same thing is true with these Chinese communists. They were not going to strike some separate deal on climate change without us sending every one of our jobs to China and eliminating every factory in America and sending it to China and surrendering Taiwan and turning a blind eye to their grotesque human rights abuses. And for all that, John Kerry will come back, peace in our time, with an agreement to reduce carbon emissions in China by 2% by the year 2082. That's the kind of deal that John Kerry is going to get if someone who's responsible doesn't step in.
Yeah, that's what victory looks like in a Biden administration. Senator, you are such a leader on this issue. Thank you so much.